IELTS Speaking. Welcome everyone to Super Duper English IELTS Speaking course. Today you are going to learn how to answer questions from the Speaking Part 2 about describing a place. Stay focused, grab your pen and notebook, because you do not want to miss any information from this lesson. Firstly, we would learn about the most common describe a place questions. Then we would provide a guide on how to answer these questions, and finally lots of sample answers that you can practice with. Most common describe a place questions. Describe a place where you often go to relax. Describe a place you'd like to visit. Describe a place where you spend most of your free time. Describe a place in your country that you would like to recommend to travelers. Describe a historic place that you know about. Guide to answer. Start with an introduction, then give the basic information about the place you are describing. In the core part, focus on the characteristics of the place, then explain how it makes you feel. And finally, make a conclusion. Let's use this structure to answer the sample question. Describe a place where you often go to relax. Start your answer with an introduction, using phrases like I'm going to talk about or I'd like to talk about, then paraphrase the question. For example, I'm going to talk about a tea room, which I usually go to if I need some relaxation. I'd like to talk about one tea room that can always make me feel better after an exhausting day. Your next step is to give basic information about the place you are describing, including the name of the place, its location, and the purpose. For example, it has a very nice name, Teaspoon. It is located on Garden Valley Street. It's quite small. I think it can hold a maximum of 20 people. Although it's right in the city center, it's on a quiet corner of the street, which makes it a perfect place for those who need a little silence to unwind or escape from the hustle and bustle of the city. In the core part, focus on the main characteristics of the place. Talk about the design, surroundings, and the atmosphere of the place. You can also talk about the products or services it offers and why they deserve attention. For example, I really love the windows, which are decorated with tiny flowers and colored string lights. I also love the ceiling, which is nicely decorated with moon and star ornaments, making the atmosphere even cozier. The relaxing atmosphere of that tea room will help you temporarily forget all the pressures of your daily life to just enjoy your tea. Also, the chairs, the tables, the candies. Everything there is made for comfort and rest. Speaking of tea, it serves a wide range of teas, but I often order herbal tea because I love the taste and the smell. Oh, it's so good. The thing that I love the most about this tea room is its staff. They are so fast and friendly. They always welcome their customers with a smile and do their best to provide a good service. Let's learn some adjectives that you can use to describe places. Bustling. This is a peaceful park that you can visit when you get tired of the bustling city center. Dull. That village was really dull and boring. Enchanting. El Nido has been the most enchanting place I have ever visited. Exhilarating. The amusement park we visited last year was exhilarating. Fascinating. That museum was unexpectedly fascinating. I really recommend it. Hectic. The restaurant is hectic and noisy. Inviting. This coffee shop is inviting and comfortable. Impressive. The Colosseum is so monumental and impressive. Lively. The Red Square in Moscow is unbelievably lively. Old-fashioned. The French Quarter in Shanghai is a bit old-fashioned, but that's a part of its charm. Stimulating. That university library looked stimulating and inspiring. Vibrant. The art gallery is a vibrant place. After giving a detailed description of the place, tell how it makes you feel. For example, This tea room is the first place I think of whenever I want to relax. I would recommend this tea room to anyone who loves drinking tea and who wants to find a place to rest or to escape for a while from their stressful lives. Here are some model sentences for place description that you can use in the core and feeling parts. The decoration style is classy and upscale. The service is hospitable and speedy. All orders can be served in 10 minutes. The building was designed and constructed by the architects from South Africa and took approximately 10 years to complete. Its location is convenient and it is easy to find a parking space. A customer can feel very comfy in such an environment. The restaurant is customer-oriented. We can have different options when choosing a seat, and it also leaves some privacy for talking. The hotel is definitely a unique symbol of Dubai. It makes this place so iconic and unique. The library is located in the center of the campus. It is on the opposite side of the university, on a quiet street with a lot of trees planted on both sides. There is a cozy cafe on the top floor. It is great to sit down there, enjoy the lovely lake view, and taste my favorite cappuccino while reading a book. When I was little, the room I loved the most was my bedroom. All the walls were painted light yellow, which made the room look elegant and subtle. This park is also a popular place for walking, jogging, flying a kite, playing hide and seek, having a picnic, and even fishing. The scene is so spectacular when all the trees are in full blossom in spring. It is the greatest place for relaxation. The most amazing scenery is the time when cherry blossom petals fall all over the river like snowflakes. I love this place not only because of the place itself, but also because of the atmosphere I can soak up there. The room was equipped with central air conditioning, a safe, a little TV, and internet access, which was very convenient. This place is quite private. This is a lively, fashionable, and cosmopolitan place. A lot of public events and private parties are held in this place as well. Well, the place I want to talk about is the Eiffel Tower, which is one of the most attractive and fascinating traveling destinations for many backpackers, and I am no exception. The most impressive part about this spectacular building is its distinctive shape. What impressed me the most was the hotel we stayed at. When I actually saw the red square, I was totally amazed by it. The hotel gave us an impression of a luxurious place. It is an ideal place for me to meet and chat with my relatives. Finally, to finish up your answer, you can use the following phrase and make a conclusion. For example, so if I had to talk about a place where I usually go to relax, it would have to be Teaspoon. Now let's answer the question using the guide we have learned. Describe a place where you often go to relax. I'm going to talk about a tea room which I usually go to if I need some relaxation. It has a very nice name, Teaspoon. It is located on Garden Valley Street. It's quite small. I think it can hold a maximum of 20 people. Although it's right in the city center, it's in a quiet corner of the street, which makes it a perfect place for those who need a little silence to unwind or escape from the city's hustle and bustle. I really love the windows, which are decorated with tiny flowers and colored string lights. I also find the ceiling, which is decorated with moon and star ornaments, very nice. The cozy atmosphere of that tea room will help you temporarily forget all the pressures of your daily life. Also, the chairs, the tables, the candies, everything there creates a very relaxing environment that I can't really describe in words. Teaspoon offers a wide range of tea, but I often order herbal tea because I love the taste and the smell. Oh, it's so good. The thing that I love the most about this tea room is its staff. They are so fast and friendly. They always welcome their customers with a smile and do their best to provide good service. That tea room is the first place I think of whenever I want to relax. I would recommend it to anyone who loves drinking tea and who wants to escape for a while from their stressful lives. So, if I had to talk about a place where I usually go to relax, it would have to be Teaspoon. Let's practice with more examples. Describe a place you'd like to visit.
I'm going to talk about Phu Quoc Island, which is the largest island in Vietnam, and the #1 place I would like to travel to. Phu Quoc Island is located in the Gulf of Thailand in the Pacific Ocean, about 45 kilometers from the mainland. It's pretty big and has a population of around 180,000 people. Phu Quoc is famous for its natural beauty and diverse attractions. It has many pristine beaches with white sand and clear water. It also has a national park that covers more than half of the island, where you can see tropical forests, waterfalls, and wildlife animals. There are also many cultural and historical sites, such as Phu Quoc Prison, Buddhist temples, and pagodas. To travel to Phu Quoc Island, I would take a flight from Ho Chi Minh City, which takes about an hour. Alternatively, I could take a ferry to the island, which would take longer but be cheaper. There are many options for accommodation on the island, ranging from luxury resorts to budget hostels. I want to visit Phu Quoc Island because I love nature and adventure. I think it would be a great place to relax and enjoy the scenery, as well as to explore and learn about the local culture and history. I have heard many good things about Phu Quoc Island from my friends and online reviews, and I think it would be a memorable and rewarding experience. So if I had to choose a place to visit, it would definitely be Phu Quoc Island.
Describe a place where you spend most of your free time.
Nowadays, life is becoming more and more stressful, and when you're busy all day and night, it's difficult to find moments of leisure. So anytime I need some alone time, I go to the Sunshine Cafe. Sunshine Cafe is a local coffee shop, about 2 kilometers away from my house. Despite the short distance, I visit this location only on weekends. While I only spend a few hours there on Saturdays, I usually spend the full day there on Sundays. My friends occasionally accompany me. Other times, I like to visit alone. One of the benefits of not having company is that I get to spend time alone. Once there, I settle into my favorite spot beside the bookshelves, where I run the horses of my mind through the previous week, trying to figure out what I did right and where I went wrong. Also, because the atmosphere there is so tranquil, I can clear my mind and plan out my week and month ahead. The cafe is both fascinating and beautiful. Their meal is very delectable. Aside from that, they've done an amazing job with the inside design. A mini library tucked away in a small room houses a collection of classic and modernized works. I can read for hours while sipping coffee and eating my favorite red velvet cake. There is nothing more relaxing for me than spending weekends there. Sunshine Cafe fills me up with its positive vibes and gives me the strength to go through the upcoming workdays. So, whenever I have free time, I spend it in my peaceful corner, the Sunshine Cafe.
Describe a place in your country that you would like to recommend to travelers.
I grew up in Edinburgh, which is a lovely city and very popular with tourists for various reasons, for its history, for its beauty, and because it's the capital of Scotland. But the place I'd like to recommend is about 25 miles to the east of Edinburgh, on the coast. It's called North Berwick. It's a lovely little town and it's very picturesque, very quiet and relaxing. There's a small local train that goes there directly from Edinburgh with several stops to the local towns, and there's also a bus service available, so it's very easy to get there. In North Berwick, there are 2 main beaches with a harbour kind of jutting out on a headland between them. And behind the town, there's a mole-hill-shaped hill which is actually an old volcanic plug. From uphill, you can clearly see 4 islands in a short distance from the mainland. One of the islands is very famous for being a gannet colony, which is a kind of seabird. And that island is usually white because of the number of these birds on it. The reason I would recommend North Berwick is because so many visitors can just take a day trip there and enjoy the food and the scenery and just relax on a day out of the city. That place is fantastic and absolutely worth it.
Describe a historic place that you know about.
I am going to talk about an amazing historic place that I know about, even though I've never visited it, and it's Stonehenge. This is an ancient set of standing stones, arranged in a circle. It is located in Wiltshire, in England, but I think it would be fair to say the image of it would be recognized worldwide, as it is possibly one of the most famous historic sites in the world. In terms of the meaning of the place, it's really impossible to say. It is so old that even archaeologists aren't sure exactly when it was built. Estimates go back to as long ago as 3000 BC, which is mind-boggling to me. It is certainly accurate to describe it as a prehistoric monument. Some people think it might have started as a burial mound and be even more ancient than 5,000 years. The colossal slabs are arranged like huge door frames. No one really knows how they were erected without the technology of modern times. But everyone agrees it was an incredible feat of engineering. Lots of people like to try and imagine what sort of ceremonies and importance the stones might have had for the people who built it. But the truth is, we can't say. For me, I think this is the ultimate historical place, even though I have yet to visit it. It is just so remarkable to think it was constructed all those thousands of years ago, just by physical labor. Even the stones themselves, the largest of which are up to 30 feet and weigh about 25 tons, had to be brought to the site from about 20 miles away. How on earth was that possible? So, if I had to talk about a historical place I know and admire, it would have to be Stonehenge.
Describe a place you and your friend went to recently.
I always love to go out with my buddies to various locations and events. But I'd like to tell you about one place I recently went to with my friends. It was last Sunday. My classmates and I went to a cafe called Coffee Day. It is located on 14th Avenue, very close to the college. That day was particularly memorable for me and my friends because it was the day we received our diplomas. Apart from that, we chose to commemorate a special occasion in a unique setting. This cafe holds a special place in our hearts because it is where we spend all of our cherished college moments, such as birthdays, anniversaries, and so on. Following that, we appreciate the inside of this cafe, which includes drizzly lights, artworks, relaxing hues on the walls, wooden furniture, and a hardwood floor. We were thinking at the time that we would create a cafe like this in the future. We arrived at around 11 a.m. on that day. We were seated at the very last tables. We then placed an order for a medium chocolate cake and 4 cappuccinos. However, because I dislike hot beverages, I requested a creamy iced coffee. We received the order in 20 minutes and then cut the cake. We had our drinks and talked about our future plans. My 2 friends told me that they wish to relocate to another country. We spent a significant amount of time together. Last but not least, we've determined that if a special event arises, we'll all gather here to celebrate it. That time was very memorable for me and my companions. For the rest of my life, I will never forget that place.
Describe a historical place that you have been to.
Whenever I have the time, I enjoy going to popular destinations, and historic areas hold a unique appeal for me. And I'd like to share my experience of visiting the Colosseum or the Flavian Amphitheatre, which is located in Rome, Italy. It is essentially an elliptical amphitheatre in the heart of Rome, which is the world's largest amphitheatre and is constructed of concrete and stone. The construction of the Colosseum began in 70 AD under Emperor Vespasian and was finished in 80 AD under Titus. When it was utilized as an amphitheatre, the Colosseum could house between 50,000 and 80,000 spectators. It is perhaps most known for its usage in gladiatorial competitions and public spectacles such as imitation sea battles, animal hunts, executions, and reenactments of several historical conflicts. In 1980, UNESCO designated the Colosseum as a World Heritage Site, and it was also included in the 7 Wonders of the World. Thousands of travelers visit the Colosseum each year to see the interior arena, making it one of Rome's most popular tourist sites. I had heard and watched so much about this famous location, but I still was speechless when I saw it for the first time. The colossal architect, as well as the lavish interior and exterior decorating, were beyond praise. The setting kept reminding me of mythological and historical things I'd read and heard about in the past. Visiting this site was like going back in time. And if I ever travel to Rome, I would like to visit that unforgettable place again.
Good job, guys. You have gotten to the end of Lesson 4 of our IELTS speaking course. Subscribe to our channel so as not to miss the upcoming videos. Bye-bye.